Hey there, this is Stephen Thompson, host of the Stephen Thompson Experience podcast, author of the Stephen Thompson Experience blog on my website, the Stephen Thompson Experience. As you can see, I like using the Stephen Thompson Experience, and I was inspired, well, of course, by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So, talking about creativity along with drinking coffee. So, guess what today? I have a almond milk latte. It is from 310 Coffee. 310 stands for the area code, which the coffee shop is in, and also the area, my area code, which is 310 because I live in Los Angeles. So it's great to be able to wake up on a Saturday morning and walk to a neighborhood coffee shop and support a small business. So creativity is what I'm talking about in this series, and I want to talk about consistency this morning. So in your creativity, it's important to be consistent, and you have the ability to define what consistent is. It could be 1 week, it could be every 2 weeks, it could be every day, it could be every year, once a year. That could be consistent for you. I've been podcasting now for coming up on 5 years. My goal is just to put out a new podcast every week, every couple of weeks. I adjust it over time. I've been blogging now for a couple of years. I started out blogging once a week. Then last year I tried to blog every day. I made it about 200 days in a row, and then I stopped. Now, here's the important thing. A lot of creative people I know do this. When they miss their deadline or they miss their goal, they stop. And then you don't see them again for years. Start again. Start again. That's all you have to do. If you look at your creativity as a means to an end, like I'm going to put out a podcast and get rich, you're probably going to be let down. You probably want to adjust your expectations. I've been podcasting now for 5 years. I have not made any money off my podcast, but I've made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of memories. I have digital real estate, and that's important to me. I do hope one day to be able to make income from my creative works, but right now I think the important thing is to show up in a space. If you show up, you have digital ownership of your resources. If you have digital ownership of your resources, people are able to see that that is a competency that you have. So if you are writing a podcast and then you're producing that podcast and that podcast is up for several years, somebody can look at it and they can see that you are a person who is disciplined and keeps their word. I'm starting over on my YouTube channel. So you could see gaps on my YouTube channel. You would see that I put out YouTube videos maybe a year or two ago and then I stopped. But now I'm restarting. And I want to be consistent when I restart. So every week I want to put out a new YouTube video. Trying to be consistent in my blog post. Because the last thing that's a turn off for me, is when I go to a blog, somebody says I got a blog, and then it's not been updated for a year or 2 years. And that shows that you stopped and you have gaps. So I try to be consistent in my creativity. That's what I work for. Consistency in my creativity. If I am consistent, then at least I have digital ownership and I have digital real estate. And I have to believe that my digital real estate is valuable. Perhaps not economically valuable at the moment, but it does show that I have competencies, that I'm able to work on a schedule, that I'm able to complete what I start. You see, it's important to make plans. We all love making plans. Plans are fun. There's a certain amount of energy that you get from creating plans, but you have to put your work into the world. There are plenty of books out there that talk about it. One I recommend, Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Show Your Work, also by Austin Kleon. Show your work. And let me tell you something. You are not going to be canceled. You are not going to be made fun of. And even if you are, so what? So what? Your work is out there in the world. As long as you're kind and you're considerate, that's what you should be going for. The words of people who you don't know, in the end, they don't matter. You're not making your creative art for people who are going to be mean to you. You are making your creative art as a contribution to our world, and hopefully you will make your part of the world a better place. In my podcast and on my blog, I say my goal is to educate, inform, and inspire. And I'm doing that today by talking about consistency. So, if you're a creator, define what consistency is for you, then go out and do it. And then if you mess up, start again. As long as you have your creativity, as long as you have your resources, you can start again. Adjust your expectations. Don't try to do this to get rich, okay? If riches come, I'm grateful for you. But if riches don't come, don't stop. There's a difference between being a creator and a money-making creator. I am not a money-making creator right now, but that does not mean that I'm going to stop creating. I've been blessed with the ability to create. I enjoy creating. I have the competencies to create. My full-time job that I work, that I enjoy, allows me and affords me the resources to be able to do this on a consistent basis. So, be creative, be consistent, and get out there and do something. Also, along the way, drink some coffee. This is Stephen Thompson, host of the Stephen Thompson Experience. Check out my podcast. New episodes come out every Sunday. Also, I have 2 books, Aquafuncapus and the Macrocosm of Mayhem, and Up Your Nose and Out Again, Fall in Love and Save the World, both on Amazon. Talk to you soon. Be creative. Have fun. Bye-bye.